Hey, Sean, it's obvious out there on national TV. We got to ask the question, in the moment, when you see Jefferson laying there on the ground, what's going through your mind?
I can't tell you, man, honestly, it's one of those plays where in my 10-year career, I don't think I've been a part of. If you play that play between me and Eddie, 10 times out of 10, one of us tag him down. Too much football IQ between the two of us to let a play like that happen. So obviously, it's just one of them things what keep you up at night. You can deal with a lot of things, but, we touch them down. You never know how that changed the momentum. Just like they got to stop on a turnover in the red zone, change the momentum for them. Who knows what that could have did for us? So, obviously, man, that's tough, man. Something as simple as touching a guy down. They teach you that. In Little League, obviously, it's just a play that can't happen, shouldn't have happened, and won't happen again, man. As long as I'm employed by the National Football League, and I'm sure Eddie feel the same way.
So separate from that, and obviously nobody wants to or is going to call out individuals, but there were obviously a lot of either mistakes or miscommunication in coverages.
Yep.
Why do you think that was?
It could be a testament to a lot of things. I think that week one in the NFL is always kind of that, jitters. We can say a lot of things. Obviously, there was a lot of uncharacteristic football around the league, and we're human. Same thing, man. It's no excuse, but obviously, getting on the same page with each other. Missing that time during training camp sometimes. Trying to get on the same page with each other. No finger pointing, obviously, man. At the end of the day, when you give up plays like that on the back end, it's collectively a collective situation that all of us that we take ownership in, and obviously we just got to do better. It wasn't nothing that they did. It wasn't that their players was just better than us, and making contestant catches. You can live with those. It's just the blown coverages that we just didn't give ourselves a chance, and that's the most disappointing part about it, because you understand that those guys get paid just like we do, but I mean, a high school player could have ran scot-free open and caught passes like that. So I take my ownership in my hand in the things that happened on Sunday, and we vowed to never let that happen again.
Sean, what in your mind happened on the one where Cooper Cup got behind the whole secondary?
That just was it was a brain fart, man, on the secondary, myself included. I take ownership on that play. Is it just we all got to be on the same page. Myself, all of us. But I take ownership on that play. And like I say, it wasn't nothing that they did. It was solely on us. It wasn't a game plan. It wasn't a scheme. It wasn't route concepts. It was truly 100% on us. And plays like that was the tail of the tape, man, in the game. So it was just frustrating.
Was Marquise supposed to be passing Cup onto you on that play? Is that what you're saying, or what kind of led to that breakdown?
Again, man, I take full responsibility of that play. So no matter how you slice it, no matter what, I'm the safety on the back end. It's our responsibility, and I take ownership on that play there. So. If anybody else come up here and say different, man, I'll be the one to take responsibility on that play.
It's early in the season, and obviously you don't want those plays to happen, but is there a benefit for them happening now so it can kind of a teaching moment for you guys in the secondary?
Like I say, honestly, and I talked to Eddie. I talked to, we had talk at length, man. Honestly, everybody around us could panic. I could sit up here and say that, I'm disappointed. We very much disappointed in, obviously, the outcome. That's definitely not what we wanted to do. National TV or not. Playing in front of 100,000 or 5,000, that just was unacceptable. But it's correctable things. These are the mistakes that when you watch this tape, man, these are mistakes that we did to ourselves. So you can live with that. It's not technique errors. It's not the physical part of the game where you say, hey, man, that we was just outmatched. Then, but it's the mental side. You can fix that, man. I think that all of these was mental errors that just shouldn't happen, can't happen, and won't happen. And shouldn't happen that often in one game, at least. It's going to happen in the National Football League. That's part of the game. But shouldn't happen that many times in the National Football League in one particular game. So that's why I'm not too concerned, obviously, because, like I said, man, these are mental errors that is easily correctable. And obviously, if we can't correct them, then we shouldn't be out there. So, moving forward, obviously, we just got to tighten up and figure things out, but there's no need to panic. I can sit here and say I'm not panicked one bit whatsoever. So, and I think that, we go back to the drawing board and fix it. So.
So why did they happen then? If it's easily correctable, then it should be easily preventable in the first place.
It's part of life, man. I mean, everybody make mistakes. You made mistakes. I made mistakes before. It's life. So at the end of the day, when I say it's easily correctable, it's like nothing that I'm worried about happening continuously, game after game after game. These are routine mistakes. I mean, if you look around the league, many people has messed up cover 2, cover 4s, cover 1s. It's part of the game. But like I say, I take ownership in saying that it shouldn't happen that often in one particular game. But, it's the first game of the season. You look around the league, man, it was a lot of uncharacteristic footballs from guys that you probably would have expected more. We expected more from ourselves on the back end, and we had some uncharacteristic mental lapses out there. And, it's part of the game. So no matter how you slice it, I'm not panicked. If you ask anybody else to come up here, I don't think nobody else panicked about this, man. That's a good football team. Can't take nothing away from them, but it's nothing that they did. We all did it to ourselves.
What was it like in the locker room after that game? You guys, as a defense in there, this is not something that you guys are used to at all. I mean, is it silence? Is it anger? What's going on after that?
It's a normal locker room, man. Just truly, anytime you lose, whether you lose by 1 point, whether you lose by 50 points, I mean, the feeling of losing a national football game, all these games is important. So whether it's week 1 or week 17, the sting of losing resonate through everybody in the locker room. So the move will be what you would expect after losing a game and, not playing particularly the way that we wanted to, offensively, defensively, special teams. Obviously, the move probably was what you would expect. But like I said, man, we watched the film today. Obviously, corrections was made. Today was the hard day. You got to go up there and see your mistakes on tape in front of everybody. You learn from it, and you get better. So, guys is going to be challenged this week to step up to the plate and do what they need us to do what we need to do, man, to get this thing back right. But, again, the move probably was what you expected it to be.
Tashaun, this was your first game going through with Sean as the defensive coordinator. What was he like? I realized he was upstairs during the game. What was he like, I guess, communication-wise, getting those corrections in the game, but then also in the aftermath, the tape session this morning that you talked about, what was that like with him?
Man, like I say, nothing that I personally don't believe that there wasn't. There's not going to be a game where you call the perfect plays for every situation, but I think Sean put us in the best situations for consistently most throughout the game. A lot of the things that you're seeing was just mental errors or technique errors that's things that you can fix. Nothing to be too concerned about, but obviously there was some calls that we just have to take advantage of the opportunities when he called those plays. But I didn't see any panic from Sean or anything like that. Obviously, I'm not on the headset like Roquan. Roquan could probably give you a better answer to that one. But, the film session was hard. It was tough, man. It was a lot of ugly plays out there. It was truly a lot of ugly plays out there, man, on every level. But, as a secondary, man, it's just, the spotlight is always on you. If they give up a touchdown, you're going to know exactly who gave up that touchdown. So, obviously, it was a little harder for us on the back end, and obviously it came down to us. We didn't do our job on the back end, and we gave up plays that we shouldn't have, and that cost us the game. So the film session was a bit hard, but that's what it's expected to be, man. We got tough skin. You get paid a lot of money, man. You got to be able to be coachable, and he coached us hard, and it's just one of those type of days where the film is. When you go to film on Monday, sometimes it's not as bad as you think. And when you have a great game, sometimes it's not as good as you think. But today was bad as it looked on Sunday. And, the good thing about it is it's the first game, man. Now we got 17 games, so now we got 16 more games to play. So you just got to look at that, man, and go from there.
So now you're happy with the 17th game?
Thank you.